Today, we're really getting into the weeds on a fascinating story. The cannabis brand Brass Knuckles.
Oh, yeah. Quite the ride they've had.
Definitely. We've looked through notes covering their, massive initial splash, then a pretty serious fall from grace, and now they're trying to come back.
It's a comeback story, maybe. Or an attempt at one.
Exactly. So our goal here is to unpack how a brand that was all about hype, celebrities, that kind of thing, ran into some major roadblocks.
Big ones.
And how they're now trying to rebuild, betting on, interestingly, transparency in tech. Let's dive in.
Sounds good. It really kicked off, 2016? That's when Brass Knuckles launched.
Right, with some pretty recognizable names involved from the start. David Aguilar, Mike Healy.
The rapper Xzibit, of course.
Yeah.
And Jeannie Herer, who's got that legacy cannabis connection.
Yeah, and they came out swinging, right? High-potency carts, that knockout slogan. They weren't subtle.
Not at all. And it worked, initially. People were grabbing Skywalker OG, Gelato, GG4. Those were popular strains.
And you couldn't miss them on the shelf. That gold foil packaging was very distinct.
Super distinct. And their marketing budget must have been huge. Remember that speakeasy thing?
Yeah, the 2017 Harvest Cup, that massive 3-story booth. Wild.
Totally over the top. Plus those whispers about Dr. Dre possibly being involved.
Right, just added more fuel to the fire, more mystique.
Absolutely. They were pushing this whole premium power moves angle, too, like adjustable batteries.
Trying to create that authentic street-to-shelf feel. No gimmicks, no BS, knuckle up, bold stuff.
Very bold. But then, well, things started to turn sour.
Yeah, talk about that. What really caused the decline? It seemed pretty sudden.
It was like a perfect storm, really. Two major hits almost simultaneously. First, you had the counterfeit problem.
Ah, yes. The fakes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Flooding the market, mostly from China, apparently. Looked like brass knuckles, but filled with who knows what untested oil. Super dangerous.
Okay, so that's one huge issue, undermining trust. What was the second hit?
The second one hit the actual brand. Lawsuits. Big ones.
Over pesticides and potency claims, wasn't it?
Precisely. Allegations of contamination with stuff like methylbutanol, permethrin chemicals you definitely don't want in your vape.
Nasty stuff.
Yeah. And also claims that their THC levels weren't as high as advertised. Then came the class action lawsuit in 2018.
That's where a group of consumers sue together, right?
Right. And it named Xzibit and SC Labs, their testing partner at the time. It directly challenged that whole contaminant-free promise.
Oof, that must have really hurt consumer trust.
Devastating. And then, as if that wasn't enough.
There was more.
Oh, yeah. An internal fight spilled out. An ownership lawsuit.
Seriously? What was that about?
3 early investors sued Xzibit, and yes, Dr. Dre, claiming they were owed like 14.5% based on some deal tied to this massive $170 million valuation.
Wow, $170 million, then this mess. So who won the suit?
Well, after a long 4-year battle, the court sided with the celebrities.
Yeah.
But the whole thing airing publicly, it just showed deep cracks inside the company.
Man, counterfeits, pesticide lawsuits, internal drama. It's no wonder they kind of vanished.
Pretty much. Retailers dropped them, shelves emptied out. That trust, gone.
But the notes say they weren't totally dead behind the scenes.
No. Apparently there was a lot of work going on quietly. Retooling, testing, sorting out ownership, operations. A full reset, it sounds like.
Okay, which leads us up to now, 2024. The comeback attempt. Where are they starting?
They relaunched in April 2024, focusing first on New York. And the big pitch this time is different.
How so?
Partnership with a tech company, Lucid Green. The whole strategy seems built around product authentication.
Ah, okay. So like QR codes on the packaging.
Exactly. A Lucidite QR code on every single cart. You scan it with your phone.
And what does it show you?
Transparency. Test results from third-party labs, info on where it came from. It's a direct answer to the counterfeit issue and the pesticide worries.
Smart. Using tech to try and rebuild that broken trust.
It seems like the only way forward for them, really. They're betting hard on it.
So how's it going so far? Do we have any early numbers on this relaunch?
We do. Headset data for 2025 shows them doing about $500K a month in revenue.
Okay, not insignificant.
No. And they're already like a top 20 vape brand in New York, number 37 in Nevada. So some traction.
What's the flagship product now? Still the classics.
They're leaning into that. The main one seems to be the Skywalker OG Live Diamond disposable. So again, Skywalker OG, a popular original.
But now framed around Live Diamond, high terpene concentrate quality, and presumably verifiable testing.
That's the play. Combine the familiar strains people liked with this new layer of verified quality through the tech.
Makes sense. And they're planning to expand beyond NY and Nevada.
Oh, yeah. California, Arizona, Florida, Illinois.
Hmm.
They're aiming for the big markets again. It's all about trust, tech, and those terp-heavy classics this time.
As the note said, the knuckles are back, but this time they come verified. Quite a tagline.
It sums up the whole strategy, doesn't it?
It really does. What a story arc. Hype and celebrity to leader, then crash and burn from fakes and quality issues, a quiet period, and now this tech-driven return.
It's a really stark lesson for you, the listener, watching this industry. It shows just how critical things like supply chain security and, frankly, honest quality control are.
And how damaging it is when that fails, even for a brand that seemed untouchable for a minute.
Totally. The cost of cleaning up a mess like that,
Yeah.
it's huge. Way more than doing it right the first time. And this tech, these QR codes, it's becoming less of a nice to have and more, well, essential.
Which brings us to the big question, I think. After such a public fall, after trust was so badly broken, can brass knuckles really use this tech to convince people things are cruelly different now?
That's the $1,000,000 or maybe $170 million question, isn't it?
Yeah. What does their journey tell us about just how hard it is to win back trust, and what role does this kind of verification actually play in the consumer's mind today? Something to think about.